You cannot find another place in the world with a wildlife experience similar to Singapore. Yes, Singapore is full of amazing skyscrapers and architecture, but no, Singapore is not just all about that. In a country that's measuring 49 kilometers by 28 kilometers and housing over 6 million people, there's a surprising number of creatures that share this space with us. And here's why you should come to Singapore to see these creatures big and small. What we have here in Singapore may surprise you, even if you're a local yourself. My name is Terence and I'm a wildlife photographer from Singapore, having photographed wildlife for the past 10 years. I am also currently a Nikon ambassador, as well as having worked with many other brands and organizations over the years. Let's start by setting some expectations for this video. We will not be discussing Singapore's zoo, bird park, or night safari. Although they are renowned wildlife reserves and among the world's best zoos, they are not where you'll find animals in the wild. If you're looking for large, charismatic species like lions, tigers, elephants, or bears, Singapore does not have that kind of wildlife, and you will not find traditional safaris here either. No overland vehicles searching for animals. Now that we've cleared that up, let's dive into what makes Singapore an incredible destination for wildlife enthusiasts. The first reason, which might seem surprising, is that Singapore is tiny. Despite its small size, Singapore boasts an impressive level of biodiversity, with over 450 species of birds, 80 species of mammals, 110 species of reptiles, and more. Located on the equator, Singapore is actually one of the most biodiverse regions on the planet. These animals thrive in different habitats across the country, some in forests, some in mangroves, and many of them have even adapted to urban environments. And what's great about Singapore's compact size is how quickly you can explore these diverse habitats. For example, you can drive from a forest to a mangrove in just 20 minutes and experience completely different ecosystems and wildlife. This level of accessibility is hard to match in larger countries. In fact, you could easily visit 3 or 4 nature reserves in a single day, spotting a variety of animals along the way, a unique advantage of being in a small, easily navigable country. The second reason is that Singapore is one of the few cities in the world to successfully integrate green spaces into its urban environments. This means our metropolis isn't just a concrete jungle. Our abundant plants and trees attract wildlife right here in the heart of the city. It's common to spot various garden birds, small reptiles, and even fascinating mammals like civets within the urban landscape. Our city waterways are home to monitor lizards, warbirds, and of course, the famous otters. In short, you don't need to venture into forests or mangroves to experience Singapore's biodiversity. Singapore's cityscape itself is a thriving haven for wildlife. If you're looking to escape the hustle and bustle of the city, however, Singapore offers a wealth of parks and nature reserves that provide a peaceful retreat into the natural world. Despite its small size and urbanization, Singapore has preserved numerous green spaces where you can immerse yourself in nature, whether you're a seasoned hiker or just seeking a relaxing day out. These parks, such as Lower Pierce Reservoir, Sungai Buloh Wetland Reserve, and Pasir Ris Park, showcase the country's rich biodiversity with lush forests, scenic waterways, and diverse wildlife. One of the major advantages of exploring nature in Singapore is the safety it provides. Unlike in many other countries where large dangerous animals like lions, tigers, or bears roam, Singapore is free from such predators. This means you can freely walk through our parks and reserves without the need for guides or strict precautions that are often required in wildlife-heavy destinations. There's no risk of encountering dangerous predators, making it safe for families, solo explorers, and casual nature lovers to enjoy outdoor activities without concern. While Singapore is known for being safe, there are occasional instances of human-wildlife encounters, most commonly with animals like wild pigs or otters. Wild pigs, for example, have been spotted in certain areas, and though generally harmless, they can be unpredictable when subtle. Similarly, otters sometimes venture into urban areas, leading to minor conflicts, especially when they interact with fish ponds or gardens. However, these incidents are rare and usually manageable, thanks to effective wildlife management and public awareness programs. For the most part, the wildlife here coexists harmoniously with the urban population, and any potential conflicts are typically minor and not a significant concern for those enjoying nature. In addition to safety, Singapore's well-maintained trails and boardwalks makes its parks and reserves easy to explore, providing a seamless way to escape the city while still remaining close to modern conveniences. Whether you're interested in spotting wildlife, birdwatching, or simply taking in the serene beauty of nature, Singapore's green spaces offer a tranquil experience with minimal risk or hassle. Our parks and nature reserves are exceptionally well maintained, with clearly marked trails and boardwalks that are easy to navigate, eliminating the need to push through dense bushes or undergrowth. This thoughtful design ensures that even those that are new to exploring nature can enjoy a comfortable, accessible experience. One unique benefit of Singapore's reserves is the absence of one of the biggest tropical nuisances, leeches, which are often found in other Southeast Asian countries. Here, it's almost impossible to get a leech bite, a welcome relief for visitors looking to enjoy nature without that worry. This means you can focus entirely on the beauty around you, whether it's a peaceful nature walk or observing wildlife in its natural habitat. This well-managed environment allows for a relaxing, stress-free experience, where visitors can immerse themselves in nature with minimal concerns, making it one of the most enjoyable and visitor-friendly wildlife destinations in the region. There are also certain species of wildlife that are easier to find in Singapore than in many other countries. One example is the colugo, an arboreal glider that blends almost perfectly with tree trunks. While it's a master of camouflage and can be difficult to spot elsewhere, in Singapore's forests you have a higher chance of seeing this fascinating creature. Another remarkable animal is the mouse deer. Known for its shy and elusive nature, it's incredibly hard to spot in other parts of Southeast Asia. However, in Singapore, these tiny creatures are relatively common, especially in our well-preserved forests, giving visitors a rare opportunity to observe them in the wild. Then there are the smooth-coated otters, which have experienced a population boom in recent years. These playful, charismatic creatures have become a familiar sight in many of our waterways, making them one of Singapore's most iconic animals. The otters have adapted well to urban environments, and it's not unusual to see them swimming or playing in the rivers and reservoirs. Even after over a decade of photographing wildlife in Singapore, this tiny island city never ceases to surprise me. Despite its compact size, Singapore constantly reveals new secrets, from unexpected wildlife encounters to hidden pockets of biodiversity that go unnoticed by the casual observer. I believe it's a great privilege to live in a place where the bustling energy of city life seamlessly coexists with the tranquility of nature. In Singapore, you don't have to choose between urban convenience and natural beauty. They coexist in harmony. You can spend your morning navigating the skyscrapers and vibrant streets of the city, and within minutes, escape into the serene nature reserves, where the sounds of birds, rustling leaves, and flowing water transport you to a completely different world. It's a rare balance that few other cities can offer. This harmonious integration of city and nature is precisely what makes Singapore such a unique destination for wildlife enthusiasts. You don't have to venture deep into the wilderness or travel hours to remote areas to experience nature. Wildlife thrives here, not only in our protected nature reserves, but also in urban parks and even along the waterways within the city itself. And that's why I believe Singapore offers a truly one-of-a-kind wildlife experience. It's not just about observing animals in their natural habitat, it's about witnessing the seamless connection between urban life and biodiversity. Whether you're a seasoned wildlife photographer or just someone with a passion for nature, Singapore has something special to offer. It's an experience that you won't find in many other places, and I encourage anyone curious about nature to come here and experience it for themselves. This is just a brief introduction to exploring wildlife in Singapore. But if you're interested in diving deeper, especially when it comes to photographing wildlife, be sure to check out this video that I made. And if you'd like to see these incredible animals firsthand during your visit here, don't hesitate to reach out to me or join one of the many guided tours available.